Hello and welcome to a Pioneer video. This is going to be the deck for the PT. If you've been following along, I've been trying a bunch of other stuff and I keep coming back to Inverter. Last night I did a long session, a 2-hour session of testing with Matt Sperling, just running Inverter up against his mono white devotion deck that was pretty much built to beat Inverter. Like, he had a lot of weird card choices, all specifically targeting Inverter, and I still went 4-2 in our 6 matches. And Matt has also been playing Inverter. He's been playing Inverter against the other members of our team, just playing the bad guy for their decks, and he kept winning too. So we're going to be inverting for the PT. There's one potential wrinkle in that is that Whitefaces on Twitter, at Whitefaces, he came up with a Sultai inverter deck that runs 4 Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, which might just be completely broken. It might be a total meme, but I'll probably film another league with that, so just browse around my page if you're looking for that. But right now I'm going to try straight blue-black inverter. Omen of the Sea is not a card I've gotten to play with yet, but it's preordained. Like, it's just preordained, instant speed preordained with some upside. The fact it costs 2 doesn't really matter in this deck. A super cool thing about it is that it doesn't go to the graveyard unless you want it to. So, like, you can scry to draw a card, and that doesn't put itself in the graveyard like Opt does. Oh, speaking of Opt, I thought I had nice art ones, but I don't because they're expensive on Moto. So Opt puts itself in the graveyard, which can mess up your numbers for Inverter, but Omen can just sit and play and be Devotion to blue if you don't need to scry later. So that's pretty sweet. Sperling built this deck with no 3-drops. You'll notice the curve goes from 2 straight to 4. Hero's Downfall and Supreme Will are both popular choices in this deck right now, but it's pretty cool that you can leave up 2 mana on your turn and your opponent has to guess what you're going to do. Like, are you just scrying and drawing? Or do you have Censor? Do you have Drown? Do you have Scorn? So I'm not really sold on Scorn over Hero's Downfall in the main, but I'm going to try it. I am worried about Gideon, though. You know what? I just talked myself out of it. We're playing a Hero's Downfall in the main, and I'm going to add another threat to the board. Just like having tested against Gideon last night so much, I need my removal spell to answer Gideon. The 3-mana Gideon of the Trials that makes an emblem that you can't lose and your opponents can't win. I need to be able to win. So I want that out. Like, there's no way you can pressure a Gideon and actually kill it. And also, I've been following a lot of conversations on Twitter today where basically people are like, how the heck do I beat Inverter? And the 2 big answers are play mono red or play Gideon. So you'll notice the sideboard stacked with removal, 4 removal spells, specifically Legion's End. Legion's End gives the biggest covers the biggest swath of creatures you might want to remove. Like, it exiles a Darksteel Citadel that's a 5/5, and also exiles a anything out of the mono black deck. And exiling rather than killing is also a big deal. So I stack pretty hard in that direction. I think I have another idea. I think I want to put an Erebos' Intervention over one of these Brazen Borrowers. Like, that can just end the game against red by itself. So I'm going to do that real quick. So sorry if the narration's a little disjointed here, but what you're seeing is me tuning this deck in real time. Erebos' Intervention might be completely unplayable. It might be insane. Like, this is pretty good against Euro. Like, exiling Uro and taking them off Delirium with a single card's pretty big, and then against red, you can just, even if you just cast it for 3, like, kill a 2-drop, gain 2, that's a pretty big swing. But I'll try that. It's probably bad because it costs too much, but I'm willing to try it. It checks a number of boxes. So this is the list. Let's go try a league with it. All right, we're here for round 1. We're on the draw with a hand full of cards. We can disrupt a creature, we can disrupt a player, and we can dig for our cards. Blood Crypt. Interesting stuff. So I'm going to play the Choked Estuary now. I'm not going to reveal. I could have shown Island, but then that tells them I have Fatal Push. Like if I also had Opt, I would have shown them the Island. Alright, good thing we have Fatal Push. Damn. Alright, I'm going to play Drowned Catacombs tapped because I'm not going to use that mana anyway. Woof, yeah, let's get in front of that pack rat. Yeah, I don't believe there is a stock list I'm aware of that has main deck pack rat and Blood Crypt. So we're up against a brew here. Let's see what they do. Uh-oh, another pack rat. So we're just gonna have to beat them. I could Thought Erasure. That fuels the dig. I could also Omen of the Sea to try to YOLO a Fatal Push, but I think Thought Erasure is better. Dreadbore Corpse Churn. The top 3 cards you graveyard. Okay, so they can get back a pack rat. Rakdos's Return is the best card in this hand, kind of by a lot. But yeah, that's the only one that does anything unique. Ooh, top. Well, that worked out nicely. Alright, so they have to draw Thoughtseize in their next 2 turns or they lose. And if they're just ratting, oh, they discarded the Dreadbore. Bold. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna jam Inverter, and if they don't have Thoughtseize, they lose, and if they do have Thoughtseize, I lose. But that's what we signed up for. I guess they could draw like Hero's Downfall, like something that kills Jace at instant speed. Also loses us the game. Okay, that I don't care about at all. So if they're holding up like Fatal Push, that would stop Oracle from working, but I don't have Oracle, I have Jace. Alright, so they have to have something spicy that isn't Corpse Churn. Alright. Yeah, they did what they wanted to do. They cast Pack Rat, they started making rats, but it just was not good enough. Alright, so Scarab God is unplayable if your opponent has Leyline, or not Leyline, Rest in Peace, but it's pretty good if they have Leyline, because they'll still have creatures in their graveyard. Legion's End is pretty effective against Pack Rat, let me tell you. Exile all copies of that creature. Don't mind if I do. Then I'm not going to bring in Pack Rat of my own. Like, their deck is built to actually do that, mine is not. Though Censor is probably not great. Because if they stick their 2-drop creature, they basically don't have to cast spells anymore. I think having 4 Thoughtseize is enough hand disruption. Having a bunch of Oracles. I mean, if they're aggressive at all, then just jamming Oracle as a 1/3 is fine. Fatal Push seems kind of important if they're trying to rat me out. They might have ley lines and they might bring them in, so I'm okay cutting a dig here. I don't want to be totally pants down to a Rakdos' return or like Chandra, like something high on the curve. And Censor always cycles, so that's pretty good. But in general, I think I want to just push the combo. Maybe one less Oracle is fine. Because they're putting a lot of cards in their own graveyard, so Drown in the Lock will still be good. Alright, I'm in for this. I'm keeping this hand. It's pretty good. I wish I could Thoughtseize on turn 1, but what are you going to do? There's the Leyline. I'm not sure why people bring that in, but they do. How am I getting Thoughtseized? Duress. Alright, so Duress can take Thoughtseize or Censor. My actual threats are safe. Duress is not super great against this deck. We even drew the swamp, so bummer. Punished by them having Duress, I guess. So if they play Pack Rat this turn, I think I'm just going to cycle Censor. Oh, I'm definitely going to cycle Censor now. Aha, got him. The old discard a card. I'm going to save my Fabled Passage because I have a million lands. Like, it's eventually... Like, the thing will just arrive untapped. I'm not worried about that. And this hides information. This is the only card they don't know about. Also, my deck plays Fatal Push. Each opponent who didn't discard an on-land card. Alright, so I'm going to lose 3 life off of this because I'm definitely just discarding a land. Alright, I have enough swamps. That's pretty spicy. What? How much does this escape? 5? Alright, same as Uro. This is the first time I've seen Kroxa in play in Constructed, so that's pretty sweet. I'm glad someone's trying it, because this is clearly a powerful card. Desecration Demon. I don't care about that. So let's draw Oracle. We didn't draw Oracle. Alright, so I'm just gonna go all in here. Like, they've cast 2 Duresses already. Oh wait, no, I can't go all in because of Leyline. I have to wait. That was almost a big mistake. Sack a creature. Desecration Demon. Oh, I actually do care about that a lot. That pressures Jace meaningfully. Okay, so how do I work through this Desecration Demon? I could cast Jace and just use it to draw a card, soak up some damage. That's probably worth doing. Like, I can't just not do anything, just pass. You have a 6/6, go. Sucks I have to mill myself straight into Leyline, but I can't feed Croxa. Lost Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, that's fine. Op's a good one. I should have played Choked Estuary also. Just revealing the island they already knew about. Yeah, see you later, Jace. Alright, I'm losing my Opt. My Scarab God is still hanging out. So if they can remove Scarab God immediately, I'm in a lot of trouble. I guess that's not even true. If they remove Scarab God immediately, I can draw Thassa's Oracle and just win. And if they can't remove Scarab God, they'll be in some trouble. But they have 1 card left in their hand that they haven't cast yet. It is very likely a removal spell. If they have any in their deck, I guess. I should clarify. It would be fun to start machine gunning their own Croxa at them. Because it doesn't stay in play. Alright, so they did have Dreadbore. That makes sense based on how they've played this game. Let's just draw Oracle and win. Did I board one out? I did. Bummer. I'm so dumb. Another Jace. Well, I think I just have to take my medicine on this one. Cast Jace again. Alright, I haven't milled any Oracles yet. Yeah, this demon is a serious beast right now. Like if this was a creature with power less than 5, I would have won the game long ago, but it's not. So, good job, opponent, having the correct technology. Doom Whisperer. We're just demon tribal over there. That's 12 power, so I'm dead. Okay, so we now know that they are full demon tribal. So Legion's End still good. They showed me the pack rats also, but I think I want another Hero's Downfall. I also want to max out on Oracle. I'm going to shave on another dig now that I have confirmed they have Leyline. And I'm not sure if Kalidas is actually playable here. Though I guess if I'm on this maximum removal plan, is this a matchup for Erebos' intervention? They showed me Karaksa. Alright, I'm gonna go down to 0 dig and hope that they have Leyline. I gotta cut one more still. They showed me all these big demons. I do like having sensors, especially on the play now. They also showed me a million duress effects. This is a tough cut. Alright, fine, Erebos' intervention. You are the most suspicious card here. I can keep this. And we get to do the cool thing that I mentioned in the deck tech, where we pass the turn on 2 mana, pass turn 2, and just have 3 different things we can do. Alright, mulligan to Leyline. Go to 5 with 2 Leylines. Shit, they didn't have Leyline. My deck just got a lot worse. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to balance that. I'm probably losing. I would think Jace, unless they want to like pack rat me on turn 2 or something. Like Jace is the best card in this hand. Though I'm pretty excited about Omen of the Sea. Alright, that is not the card I would have taken. And without seeing their hand, like I would look at this hand, if I were thought seizing this hand, I would think like Omen of the Sea, then Censor, then Jace, then Oracle, then Drown. Alright, I hope I get to Omen, because the combo is here. Cool. This is my first constructed Omen of the Sea. I'm glad you're all here to see it. It's gonna feel just like Preordain, I bet. Alright, so I basically only want to draw lands now. Those are not lands. That's a land, good. Oh, they're churning corpses in response. Alright, they just picked up a pack rat. So they're holding pack rat. I will pay 2 life, because they've seen the Drown in the lock, and we're not sure if they have a 3rd land. So they've seen Drown, they've seen Censor. If they just try to play it slow, I'll just Omen. I guess the follow-up question is, do I even care about pack rat? I guess by drowning it, I get a lot of extra time. But if they like Thoughtseize me right now, I'll feel really stupid for having done that. And this Inverter is a pretty safe bet because I have a win con in my hand and a win con in my deck. Unless they just like straight cheese me with Ashiok. Like Ashiok Dream Render here just like comes into play, mills me for 4, and then I die in my draw step. Let's hope that doesn't happen. They've seen the Jace from the Thoughtseize. They know Oracle is in the deck now. So I can go for Jace and lose to Hero's Downfall. I could also cycle Censor. And if I draw Oracle, I win. I drew Drown. Okay, so next turn I can Oracle with Drown backup. Bring the beats. Alright, now I feel pretty safe about this. Alright, so there's 0 cards in my library. So even if they kill Oracle in response, and I still have 1 Devotion over here in Omen of the Sea, and I'm holding Drown in the lock. So they'd have to have something pretty wild. Yep, and they didn't. So I might have played that safer than I needed to, but I would rather be safe than dead. The great thing about Inverter is that it makes your deck into good spells that you've already played. Alright, we're on the play for round 2. This is a 2018 hand, but it's 2020, so I'm going to mulligan it. Alright, this hand's way better. I'm going to send a basic to the bottom, basic swamp to the bottom. I mean, this hand isn't thrilling still, but it's not bad. Alright, black aggro. Fatal push. Yeah, I'll keep that. That might buy me some important time. I'll show them this Watery Grave. And I'm going to run this out. It's going to soak up a lot of damage. Give me some card selection in the meantime. Alright, so there's an Inverter on top. So if they deal with this Oracle, I can invert my deck and put Oracle back in. Alright, Oracle dealt with, just like we drew it up. Alright, so maybe I should have shown them fetid pools off the estuary, because now they know I have Watery Grave for free. I don't want to get Spawn of Mayhem here, so I'm going to make sure they don't get Spectacle. It might not be right to cycle this here, because that's 1 more card in my graveyard. But I am pretty interested in just... Like, I always feel more comfortable with a second win con in my hand. Alright, so there's 4 cards in my deck now. One of them's Oracle, and 2 of them are cantrips, and one's a removal spell. So we have a pretty good chance to shred through our deck. And I'm gonna block. I don't care if this dies. Alright, so Grasp of Darkness and our creatures trade. My plan was not to beat down. So I'm gonna cycle the Censor, because if I draw Oracle, I just win. Oracle or Opt, so like 2 out of 3 cards just win. Alright. There it is. Yeah, it would seem crazy not playing this deck. Like the way we just easily smush these attacking decks. Alright, I'm gonna fit Intervention in here, whether we like it or not. I'm here to test. So Censor is not great against these super low curve aggro decks that play cards out of their graveyard. Also don't really care about Thought Erasure. Thoughtseize also not great. Kalitas pretty great. Packrat could quickly go bigger than them. Hero's Downfall is not really what I'm looking for. Brazen Borrower also not exciting. Like they can't Unmoored Ego me or like anything I really care about. They might have Leyline though, so I'll dump a dig for a Scarab God. I'm gonna mulligan this, even though it's probably fine to keep. So there's 24 lands in my deck out of 53 cards, so I'm slightly less than 50-50 to hit a land, and I have 2 looks. And if I hit a land, I can Omen, and then we're just in business. But I'm still gonna mulligan this. Alright, yeah, this is much safer. We have the whole combo. Alright, I'm gonna send, I guess, Opt to the bottom. Or maybe it's just Fatal Push. Alright, it's Fatal Push. They're gonna have creatures, but I'm gonna combo faster than that if I can cantrip correctly. Alright, so I'm gonna Opt this turn, I'm gonna Oracle on my turn. Make them interact with that, and then I can Inverter to flip the Oracle back into the deck. If they don't bite, I have Kalitas. I don't need 2 of those. I have to take 2 here to get my land into play untapped. I don't want either of these. So I'm just gonna no. Maybe I should have left Inverter on top to play around Thoughtseize, but Kalitas is still pretty good. Alright, so they had a removal spell. Okay, we're in a situation now where I wish I had Fatal Push, and I do. Never didn't have it. So assuming they have no spells they can cast, pumping this deals more damage than activating this. Though drawing a card is better than either of those options. I'm going to save my Omen till end step. I'll kill the creature that can actually die. Alright, there's that. This is going to be a tight one, team. Maybe I just have to keep that Fatal Push and it was wrong to bottom the first one. I can bottom both of these. Alright, so I play this Drowned Catacombs. They animate Mutavault. They attack me to 1. If they can find 1 damage or Thoughtseize me. Actually, there's already an Oracle in the bin, and there's one in my hand now, so let's invert this and hope that they can't remove my creature. If they can kill the creature or pump one of theirs somehow, they're going to win. But otherwise, we're going to win. And the 3 cards in my graveyard are Removal Spell, Win the Game, Win the Game. Our best draw is just Oracle, but if we draw Opt, that can find the Oracle deterministically, because if there's only 2 cards in the deck. If the top one isn't that, we scry to the bottom, then we draw Oracle. Alright, land is good. But that means they can castle looking for Thoughtseize. And I'll block this one. Alright, we win. Devotion is 3, 2 cards in the deck. Yeah, let's put that one on top. Easy game. Yeah, so that's 2 matches in a row where we just rammed our Splinter Twin combo and won the game against an opponent who was pretty much executing their game plan both times, but our game plan was just better. Alright, round 3, we're on the play. I would like to go first. This hand looks like it doesn't do anything, but it has mana and it has 2 cantrips in it, so I'm actually going to keep this. Despite it looking pretty medium. I'm going to play Watery Grave tapped because that turns on Drowned Catacombs pain-free. And I can play this Estuary later. I have other islands I can show. Alright, I'll show the Fetid Pools right now. Get this thing into play. Oh, this is the Auras deck. I'm so excited that I have Fatal Push. I guess if they have the Blessing, they can get me here. Alright, but we just got them instead. So I could cycle this Censor. Basically all their spells cost 1, so I'm gonna cycle Censor. I think comboing off is gonna be a better plan. Especially now that we drew Oracle. I probably should have cycled Fetid Pools on my turn. Alright, so they get a zombie in the end step. Alright, definitely should have cycled before this happened. Yeah, I've played this whole game pretty poorly at this point. Alright, let's draw Fatal Push or Thoughtseize just to punish me. Alright, didn't get punished, even though I deserve it. Alright, so we're gonna flip the deck, and we're not even worried about Thoughtseize because I have 2 win cons left. Yep, don't care. Still don't care. They've got to just be trying to cantrip for a Thoughtseize. If I had drawn Censor there, we would have won. Like, for sure, for sure. Alright, so they need a removal spell, or else they lose. Okay. Just Splinter Twin, folks. Okay, so this is the black-white auras deck. Just ways to remove a single creature are probably all we need here. And if I'm not bringing an intervention here, I don't know what it's for. So, or it's for mono red. I keep lying. But yeah, this card is probably not good enough. Thought Erasure is a little slow. So this deck could have, I guess I should probably just look it up, huh? Alright, so I believe this deck got 2nd place. SRAM Auras. Okay, so Apostle of Purifying Light. Nope. Brain Maggot. Alright, so they can Brain Maggot me. But otherwise, that's about it. Not a lot of disruption going on here. They don't play Thoughtseize either. Oh, there's 2 in the board. Okay. And they have Gideon of the Trials. Alright, good to know. So, answering Gideon of the Trials, I have Brazen Bar, Hero's Downfall, and Noxious Grasp. That can all handle that. Alright, what do I care less about? I don't think there's going to be time to dig. Like, they're just going to punk me out if they win. Thoughtseize might be a little ambitious. And Censor is super ambitious. I'm going to keep it in because it cycles, though. I think on average, I'd rather cycle for a new card than have Thoughtseize in this matchup. It might be right to have Cletus in my deck for this one, but I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, I drew one of my 2 Thoughtseizes. Let's see if it pays off. Like, if I can Thoughtseize on one, and then they play SRAM, and I can just kill SRAM, that would be great. Time to reread SRAM. Is it when you cast, or when it enters the battlefield? It's when you cast. Okay. Alright, so I have multiple removal spells now. We should be able to keep the pressure off for quite some time. Hushbringer's pretty hot. Double Brain Maggot. Choose a non-land card, exile it till Brain Maggot goes away. They don't have 2 lands, though. That's interesting. Alright, I'm going to take one of the maggots, because I can Noxious Grasp the Hushbringer. Sentinel's Eyes. I definitely don't care about that. Wow, certainly now. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna take the pressure off here. I have two answers. Like if they brain mag it, if they draw the land and brain mag it, then I can bounce. I guess if they take, no, it doesn't matter. So if they take grasp, then I can bounce maggot and grasp the Hushbringer. If they take borrower, I can just grasp the Hushbringer. I could also just block Hushbringer if it attacks with Brazen Borrower. Yeah, them missing on that one turn though, missing land for one turn, definitely bought me a ton of time here. Alright, yeah, I think that's a reasonable choice, just taking the dig. Because everything else I'm doing, this lines up really well against what they're trying to do. Like they can't maggot me off a removal spell for Hushbringer. And Omen of the Sea was the perfect draw, because I get to hold up these two interactive spells that they know about, and when they don't do anything that makes me use my mana, I just get to Omen. Alright. Alright, well, I'll just kill that then. If that's what we're going for. Oh, that's hot. Alright, their hand is still 2 all that glitters. So we're about to Omen of the Sea. They need to draw a creature. I can already answer that creature. And we're very close to digging. I actually have the mana to dig next turn. Alright, I like Oracle. We're gonna need both halves of the combo, and we're halfway there now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna save the dig for the end step. There's no rush on that. Like, am I gonna draw Thoughtseize and like Thoughtseize one of their 2 all the glitters when they don't have a creature? No, I don't care about that. And I'm gonna exile my whole graveyard. I could pay 1 to leave a card in the bin, but that's not important to me. Definitely taking Inverter, and I'll take Opt because I can cast it right now. Or no, I'm gonna take Island because I can win right now. What am I even talking about? Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna have a 1-card deck. And then even if they have Fatal Push, the 1 Devotion from Omen of the Sea is enough to win the game. And Dumpster Town. That was easy. Like that was an actual cakewalk. Yeah, we're cutting through this aggressive field, this aggressive league like butter. Alright, we're gonna go first. We're gonna keep. Look at this hand. It's just full of possibilities. I'm gonna Thoughtseize first. Make sure I know what I need to opt for. We're playing against Ramp. This matchup has to be just hilariously positive. But this hand doesn't line up particularly well. I'm gonna take Nissa's Pilgrimage. That's a 2 for 1. It's a ramp spell. I can Fatal Push the Elvish Mystic, so I'm not worried about that. I guess I could have taken Grazer to stop any ramp from happening at all, but they'll be stuck on a single green without this Pilgrimage. Oh, and Garenbrig comes into play tapped if you don't have a forest. I forgot about that, but I'm glad it happened. So now we just got to turbo out this combo before they figure out what hit them. This deck has Thought Not Seer in it sometimes, so we might want to save a push for that. And if we draw a Fabled Passage, just hold on to it for a little bit. I'm not going to Fatal Push Arboreal Grazer. I can't think of a single reason to do that. Opt for Opt. I'm going to keep that. It lets me see one more card overall. I should probably cast one of these Opts now in case I find Thoughtseize. Just check them. Alright. No worries there. Alright, we can cycle this. If they play Elvish Mystic, I'll push Opt. If they don't play Elvish Mystic, I'll just cycle Fetid Pools. Rejuvenator, okay. One, two, three, four, five. Alright, they're still 2 lands away from this going off. Are they going to attack to send a message? Alright, easy cycle here. Alright, now we have the Fabled Passage that can go with our Fatal Push. Thinking about opting now to Thoughtseize to see if I find a Thoughtseize. Dig Through Time is also a good card, and Fabled Passage works well with that too. I kinda hope they do Thought Not Me here. I'm lying, I don't want that to happen. Alright, so the Elvish Mystic finally deployed. I can take one, not worried about that. Alright, so I have to get an island to dig with. The Fatal Push is free. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm leaving Opt in my graveyard in case I need to invert and find something quickly. Alright, so Oracle and Inverter. There they are. So if they find Thought Not Seer, I lose if I invert here. But if they don't, I win. I like those odds. I'm not even sure how common that card is in the main deck. But whatever, here it is, all in. And if we draw Opt for turn, we win even if they have a removal spell. Alright. They know what's happening. Alright, so let's look up Green Ramp real quick. Alright, so this deck is not even on the Goldfish metagame report. It just doesn't even exist. Alright. Never mind then. I guess we're not looking up green ramp. Damping sphere might be pretty good. They have some juicy planeswalkers. They have some big green idiots too. This is not what Damping Sphere is for, but it does slow down their shrines. I'm not sure how aggressive I want to be on Llanowar Elves either. Probably not very. In case they have some sort of hateful permanent. Like, I just don't know what's in this deck. And I feel like the matchup is insanely positive, so I don't want to go too crazy. Drown in the Lock, all their cards are very expensive, and they don't really put cards in the graveyard. Fatal Push seems medium. Censor is probably really good on turn 2. No, not on the draw it isn't, because their turn 2 play will be a 3-drop, and then they'll have 4 or 5 mana when I have 2 mana up, and just holding up a discard or a counterspell at that point seems pretty bad. Alright, so I gotta go one more of these things. Dig Through Time, OP. I don't think they're gonna have Leyline of the Void. Alright, I'll cut another Fatal Push. Nope. Yep. Okay. I'll try this. Ran out of time to really think about that one. Okay, my hand is almost perfect. I have the whole combo. Like that's pretty good. Like it's possible that just like 4 lands, Inverter, then Oracle on the following turn is good enough to beat ramp. They basically need Thought Not Seer. They also mulled to 6, so their hand is smaller than usual. Alright, don't have to reveal anything there, because I'm not doing anything. I think I will play a turn 2 Oracle, because I also have Jace, and I really want to find a discard spell before they get their like 5 or 6 mana up. So they could Thought Knot me next turn, to keep that in mind. But Jace is pretty strong, even without Inverter. I'm not sure what we're thinking about here. I don't think green has any removal spells in this format. I will keep this Brazen Borrower on top. In case they do have Thought Not Seer, that gives me a chance to like bounce it, draw a card, and try to make something happen. Or take some pressure off Jace. Yep. So my Inverter's probably going away here. Oh, they took Jace. Either they have a second Thought Not Seer, or they're bold. So if Thought-Knot Seer attacks, I can block with Thassa's Oracle, and then just cast Inverter on my turn, so they can't even attack. I should have played Estuary that turn, just for the record. Alright, they're attacking. Let's see if they have the second Thought-Knot. Cavalier of Thorns. They got Sanctum of Ugin, a bunch of cards in the bin. Well, I have a 1-card deck now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's too late for that. Unless they can mill me or they have a counterspell. And they packed it up. They saw the writing on the wall with that Thought-Knot Seer, and the game is over. That felt pretty good. Yeah, so Ramp has been beating me up like the entire time I've been playing this format because I love like mid-range and control decks, and I've just been completely ranched by Ramp because Ramp is favored against those sort of decks. But it feels good to just completely crush the green Ramp deck. Woof. Alright, so we are on the draw with a totally serviceable hand. Playing against Aspiring Spike, this is a content creator. And if they are aspiring to be a Spike, they're probably on Inverter. Though they have been enjoying Mono Blue Devotion in the past. Oh, it is Mono Blue Devotion. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these Tricksters. So Trickster removes all abilities on the card, but it doesn't stop triggered abilities from happening. So we're good as far like they can't respond to my Inverter with Trickster and I lose my trigger or anything. That doesn't happen. I think I'm going to try to just turbo this out. I guess this deck plays Wizard's Retort, so maybe just hoping a single spell is good enough isn't good enough, but the way my hand is textured, I don't really have a different choice. Alright, there's Thassa. Oh, am I just dead to their Goldfish? Yeah, can't block, can't be blocked, can't be blocked. Wow, alright. I am almost just dead. So yeah, I guess I needed to play Oracle last turn just to not die. But Thassa was a pretty good draw. So I have to hold up Hero's Downfall now. So I have to hope that they don't do anything pre-combat that increases devotion. I have to hope they don't draw a counterspell. And they have to go to combat. Oh, this is just a giant Gadwick. Okay, yep. And I'm dead. Wow, just wrecked. That was a complete run over. Okay, so Mystical Dispute's pretty good against the deck with exclusively blue spells. Legion's End, is that something I want? Brazen Borrower can buy some time. Cry of the Carnarium, it gets the Merfolk, but nothing else. Yeah, I think Legion's End is too slow. So I think I want all my discard spells. They don't put cards in their own graveyards, so Drown in the Lock's not good. Censor might be good enough on the play. This is tough. Like, this matchup's kind of scary. I'll shave a dig. I'm not going to have time for 2. I already only play 3 in this build. I think Hero's Downfall is just too slow also. I'm just going to have to beat the board, go off. Alright, maybe Brazen Borrower is bad. Just 3 disputes. That's the whole plan. Alright, let's do it. Mono Blue could also have stifle effects in it, like Nimble Obstructionist. Alright, they're on 5. They're on 4, my goodness. Oh, we got a freebie. Alright, they just want to be on the play, I guess. Yeah, our hand was pretty well set up, but, I mean, just going to 4 is not sustainable. Intervention can kill Thassa, notably. So Censor is a lot worse on the draw. So maybe I do just want like Brazen Borrower, just as a generic out to something. Erebos' Intervention I think might just be better. Alright, I'm playing the Intervention. It's in the deck, let's try it. I wonder if they have like Leyline and they were digging for it frantically, or if their hand just was that bad. Oh, several blue Leylines. Alright, they have that one. It's frightening stuff. Alright, so we can never tap out again. That's not actually true. It's fine. So if they have a Merfolk in the end step, alright, they have that Merfolk. I'll kill that Merfolk. In response to the trigger, so they get slightly less looks. I'd very much like to find land here. Alright, we found land here. Yeah, we're doing kind of a weird dance here where their ley lines make all their stuff a lot better. Alright, so I'm gonna let that resolve, and then I'm gonna fetch and push it. Because I do need a black mana. I'm trying to like bait them into making a move on their own turn when I have Mystical Dispute. Alright, I'm gonna Omen. I guess I don't have to do that. Alright, I'm glad I didn't. And my hand doesn't really do anything yet, which is kind of worrisome. Yeah, everything I want to do I can do with instant speed, so I'm not super worried about. All right, that's okay. Like if they find Nykthos, I could get wrecked here. But I'm not going to spend my one mystical dispute on Thassa's Oracle. So like worst case scenario is like Nykthos Gadwick right here. Is this a wizard? Yeah, it is. Nice. So Wizard's Retort is operational. It's nice that I can play as a flash deck too. That's pretty good. If I can stick this Jace, I'm gonna win. And I do get both of these right away. All right. So things I can do here include Omen of the Sea right now to try to hit my land drop. Try to set up a Thoughtseize Jace for next turn. I think I like that. I just want to leave up this Mystical Dispute forever. Alright, so I don't need Opt. I do need this land. And now that they've tapped out, I want to Thoughtseize them. I want to make sure I don't just die to Master of Waves. Wow, Jace's defeat. Brutal. So I'll take the Jace's defeat. I will not pay 2 life. So their hand is just Caliphy. Or Calafi? Caliphie. Alright, but Calafi is a million. So she does kill Jace right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can dig right now. Eight, 9. Or I can't Jace and dig. Because even if I rip a land off of the Jace, that's not good enough. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's dig right now. Alright, we found Fabled Push and Fabled Passage. That's kind of exactly what I wanted. Yeah, clearing out this 8 power creature. That's a big deal. I'll figure out the rest later. We just went from a 2-turn clock to a 16-turn clock. And Jace is free to get deployed. And they play a bunch of counter spells, so they might have one by now. Or not. Sweet. Alright, so I'm gonna mill them to control my graveyard size. Mystical Dispute, obviously insane draw against the mono blue deck. Yeah, they're so low on resources that I'm fine just cracking off counters on anything at all. Oh, don't have Master of Waves. Alright, Gadwick for 1. I can live with that. Alright, they're attacking Jace, cool. Ooh. I think I just win. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Flip. Mill draw. Bang. And just like that, from the top rope, easy 5-0. Alright, yeah, that felt really good. Pretty inspired for the PT. Erebos' Intervention, not a good card, don't try that. It didn't do anything, but just shredding through that field like that, that obviously felt good. Easy trophy. None of those matches were particularly challenging. The blue one at the end, they had a chance to get me, but other than that, we just splinter twinned everyone. So thanks for watching. This is going to be my deck for the PT. I don't know if it's going to be this exact 75. Probably not. Certainly not this one. But this is probably at least 70 of the cards I'll play. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following my process. I might still fire the 4-color league tonight, or the 3-color league, just for fun, but it might just be another league with this. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you for the next one.